Yeah, this year particularly, we had a chance to rent some virgin ground that had never had potatoes that we were unfamiliar with. Thought we knew kind of the conditions of the field, but once we started farming it in the spring, it turned out to be excessively rocky. And we went and saw a air separating machine working in Montana, demonstrated last fall at another farm, and we were really impressed with the machine. We looked at, there was a competing model from another company working nearby, and we didn't think there was any comparison in how the two machines worked, the Sputnik machine in our mind. And so we kind of put it in the plan that maybe in 2-3 years down the road we would try to purchase one. Well, after we got into this field this spring and seen how rocky it was, we knew we needed to do something this season. The Umatilla variety has gained a lot, has gotten very popular in the Columbia Basin and that area for its French fry capability, but one of its main drawbacks is it's very susceptible to fusarium. If you bruise them up, you could have problems with fusarium.
We started a new variety, Clearwaters, and that is it's similar to the Umatillas, we understand. Everything from bumps to bruises could turn into a fusarium problem.
That's one of the reasons the AirSep technology we think has such, for our own personal operation, such advantage, is because the potatoes are not being bounced on hard surfaces or tumbled and bruised. You know, with the air separation, the potatoes move with the airflow, the debris and the rocks, clods drop away from the potatoes, and the bruise and skinning is held to a minimum as much as can be with that technology.
Another problem we have is help. In our little town, secluded little area, there's just not help, and with having this air separator, then that would maybe eliminate some of that problem come spring when we go to ship out.
This year was just exceptionally wet for our area. We're usually never that wet, and this machine allowed us to dig on days that we couldn't have dug before. I mean, we were impressed and never really thought about that when we bought the technology, but it handles the wet conditions excellent. I mean, as far as separating when we get into really wet conditions, we land up with more vines coming in with the loads on the loads, and this machine is tremendous about taking the vines out. It just eliminates 100% of the vine, whether they're wet, dry, or whatever. It doesn't seem like wet conditions affect how it works. It really thrives in tough conditions. And furthermore, the field we dug in this year, we may have had to leave parts or a lot of that field because the conditions were just that bad. To try to hand separate and sort would have taken us 4 to 5 times longer. People need to see it work if they can in person. The videos and everything are really impressive, but when you physically see the machine doing what it does, it's just a lot of our help and people that help us in the fall for years was just blown away with what it does. It was just, they all knew we were purchasing this piece of equipment. We were all anxious to see it work, and everybody was super impressed. I mean, neighbors that come and looked at it, we had other potato growers come and look, seed growers, and everyone was just blown away with how well and how efficient it was. I guess our challenges as far as planting and seed growers in Montana, and I think a lot of the seed regions, is the disease pressure that we face in our crops from mainly the PVY mosaic viruses. And so that's the biggest challenge for us personally on our farm, is trying to keep our seed as clean as possible. Montana has a reputation for such high quality seed, but a lot of it, I believe, is the people that grow them, plus our weather conditions in Montana, the winters, but the long rotation, and everybody talks about this, you know, we all try to extend our rotations at least 5-6 years. We do personally on our ground between seed crops. So the tendency, I think, would be to maybe be able to look at other ground available to us that in the past we may not have considered because of different varying conditions. The Sputnik AirSep we think will allow us to maybe have more versatility in what fields we can plant in. This machine has saved us money probably in numerous ways. Labor cost is the obvious one, but beside the labor cost is the efficiency that it does it, how clean the potatoes went into storage from the conditions they were coming out of, and the speed at which and the volume at which we were able to do it for our operation. It was just tremendous. I mean, we really look forward, or I do personally, to years coming up when we're in our own good soils or other soils that we may rent or lease, how fast and how efficient we're going to be able to dig. I mean, it'll be almost a pleasure to look forward to using the machine in the fall. Yeah, you know, I mean, it is, you know, really, truthfully, I mean, it is. It's just like well, I guess I'm getting off a little. This fall when we didn't dig all our potatoes out of the same bad conditions. We were in some good soils of our own, and it was just utterly amazing how fast, I mean, we unloaded. We were able to run the beds almost wide open. We were allowed to go quicker, save time, and in our high mountain valleys, we're always in danger of a frost or freezing potatoes in the ground. So, you know, 1 or 2 days or 3 days quicker in harvest would save untold amounts of dollars if you got them in compared to if you were later harvesting and had a frost or that kind of damage. The investment in equipment is huge, and I believe you have to, if you're going to buy the equipment, and we've made the mistake at times, but buying the cheapest equipment isn't always a good investment. If you buy, we've got Sputnik equipment that's 25 years old on the farm and still functions great. I mean, we maintain it well and take care of it, keep it stored inside. So, I mean, more and more as we've bought Sputnik equipment, from harvesters to now the AirSep and pilers, we're just really impressed with the quality and the workmanship of the equipment. It's a great investment, and it lasts. It holds up well, and it holds its value well. You know, anyone that would be out there considering buying Sputnik equipment that maybe's not as familiar with the equipment line or the company brand is going through this process in the last 6-8 months of buying the AirSep and dealing with the people in Blackfoot, Idaho at the plant, from the salesmen to the engineers, has just been phenomenal experience. They're super friendly, and whatever we ask or want, we might not, you know, might think is it something that is not normally put on the product or on the machine. They were more than willing to accommodate us, and that means a lot. When you pay a lot of dollars for a piece of equipment, you would like it personalized to how you want it, and there was never once did they say we can't do that or we don't do that. It's what we wanted, and the personalities of the people that we've dealt with have just been tremendous. Everyone. I mean, it's just been a great experience. And that's the truth. I mean, it's not, it has been.
And I want to add to this too is we're just a small family orientated. It's us two and our 2 sons, Marcus and Mike, and we do everything on the ranch. We have one helper, our NH2A, that comes up in March through October. That's it. I mean, it's us. We're roguing, we're haying, we take care of the cattle, we take care of everything. So to us, everything that we do is very important, and we try to do it the best. It's about Buyan Ranch and what we can ship as far as potatoes to our customers, or our cattle, when we go to ship our calves, that they're getting, or we hope, the best. And that's why we want to try to keep our reputation the way it is the way we run things. The Buyan Ranch has been in his family for
55 years.
55 years. We've been married for 31, and we have 2 sons. Marcus is on the ranch with us. We have a younger son, Mike. He's a bush pilot in Alaska, And on his 2 weeks off, he comes back and helps us, and then harvest and calving. We have 400 head of cattle that we run, seed potatoes, grains, so not much downtime. But we enjoy what we do and love how we raised our kids to learn all those aspects about farming and ranching.